A united front. President Zelenskyy in Washington to thank America for its support.
No limits to the war in Ukraine. Vladimir Putin announces Russia's plans for more military personnel and more modern weapons.
Greek MEP Eva Kaily's lawyer claims the innocence of his client, who's implicated in the Qatargate corruption scandal that's shaking the European Parliament.
Israel's Netanyahu to serve historic sixth term as Prime Minister. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has made an historic address to a joint session of the US Congress in a trip designed to disprove Russian attempts to show that US-Ukrainian relations are cooling. Zelenskyy used the opportunity to explain what he said is the real situation in Ukraine.
Last year, 70,000 people lived there in Bakhmut, in this city, and now only few civilians stay. Every inch of that land is soaked in blood. Roaring guns sound every hour. Trenches in the Donbas change hands several times a day in fierce combat and even hand fighting. But the Ukrainian Donbas stands.
If any Republicans have been less than enthusiastic about what's been called a blank cheque approach by the Democrats to funding for the war against Russia, they didn't show it. Earlier, President Joe Biden had welcomed Mr. Zelenskyy to the White House, where the Ukrainian leader expressed his gratitude for Washington's backing and that of the American people. He was rewarded with billions in new assistance and a pledge to help Ukraine pursue a just peace. Part of the latest US package is the highly sought-after Patriot missile battery, the most advanced surface-to-air missile system the West has offered to Ukraine. Russia's previously warned this would signal an escalation in tensions and would backfire on Ukraine.
More military preparedness, more modern weapons, and no limitations whatsoever on the budget for the war in Ukraine. These were the plans outlined by Russian President Vladimir Putin as his army carries out military maneuvers in Belarus and his fleet begins naval maneuvers with China. And soon, Moscow's fleet will have a new powerful missile at its disposal.
Beginning in January, the Admiral Gorshkov frigate will be equipped with the new Zircon hypersonic missile, which, I repeat, has no equivalent in the world.
Putin has also announced that he will develop naval bases to support his fleet in Mariupol and Berdansk, two Ukrainian cities occupied by the Russian army. But he also spoke about increasing gas production, crucial to the economy.
A new gas production center at Irkutsk will appear on the map of the country. We're launching the unique Kovitka gas condensate field, the largest in eastern Siberia. Its recoverable reserves are 1.8 trillion cubic meters of gas.
Putin added that an 800 kilometers long pipeline has been built to deliver natural gas from the field to China, a crucial revenue stream for the Kremlin, which is seeking new buyers following the West's gradual weaning off of Russian gas.
It used to be known for its vineyards and salt mines, but everything has been flattened by constant Russian shelling. Life in the frontline town of Bakhmut is a struggle. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy paid a risky visit to troops earlier in the week, where both sides have endured heavy tolls over the past 2 months. But away from the cameras, locals are living the best they can. Humanitarian aid points have been set up where people can get warm, have a cup of tea, and recharge their phones.
We're holding on, surviving. They're shooting from both sides. No gas, no water. We're receiving some humanitarian help. There's no stable job. I just have some day-to-day work like fixing broken windows. But we are holding on. We don't want to leave our city because it's our land.
Russia has thrown huge resources into capturing Bakhmut. Moscow sees it as opening the way to Sloviansk and Kramatorsk, the most important cities in the Donbass region, still under Ukrainian control.
Eva Kaily's lawyer is claiming the innocence of his client, who's implicated in the corruption case that's shaking the European Parliament. He met the Greek MEP in the Belgian prison where she's been detained since her arrest. They prepared together for more than 4 hours on the eve of her appearance before a judge on Thursday.
The
criminal procedure is secret. For this, I can't say much, but the only thing I can say is that Eva Kaili is innocent.
La seule chose que je peux dire, c'est que Eva Kaili, elle est innocente.
The former Parliament Vice President's lawyer says that Kaili feels betrayed by her partner, who's also been arrested in relation to the scandal. She feels betrayed by her partner. She trusted him and he betrayed her. Kaili and her partner are both accused of corruption, money laundering and participation in a criminal organisation to lobby in favour of countries allegedly Qatar and Morocco. The judge must decide if she'll remain in jail or if she'll be freed with restrictions until a possible trial begins. Her lawyer is hesitant in his optimism, though. We have strong legal arguments for her release. We will fight because I believe that Ms. Kaili is neither a flight risk, nor is there any way she can destroy evidence. According to Belgian newspaper Le Soir, Kaili has partially recognised her involvement in the scandal, since she admits asking her father to help hide the money. The lawyer says this information is not true.
Benjamin Netanyahu has told Israeli President Isaac Herzog he can form a new coalition. It enables him to return to power as head of the most right-wing Israeli government ever to hold office. I wanted to let you know that thanks to the huge public support we received during the elections, I am able to form a new government and will take care of all citizens of Israel, and I intend, of course, to establish it as soon as possible. Netanyahu won elections in November and is set to serve an historic sixth term as Prime Minister. His coalition contains far-right parties, including one whose leader was once convicted of anti-Arab racism. The announcement comes after weeks of difficult negotiations trying to finalise power-sharing deals with Netanyahu's Likud party.
The congressional panel looking into the January 6th US Capitol attack is to delay releasing its findings by at least 1 day. The report is being issued online and is expected to be more than 1,000 pages long. It's based on countless interviews and documents. Earlier this week, the panel voted to recommend that former President Donald Trump face criminal charges of inciting the deadly riot. Trump, who's hoping to run again for the White House, has dismissed it as a witch hunt.
Try to tell me, all right?
An FBI convoy has left an airport in New York with the former CEO of cryptocurrency exchange FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, suspected to be in one of the cars. The 30-year-old agreed to be extradited from the Bahamas to the U.S., where he's being charged for committing what has been described as, quote, one of the biggest financial frauds in U.S. history. He allegedly cheated investors in FTX and misused funds that belonged to its customers. Meanwhile, 2 of his top associates pleaded guilty in criminal charges in the collapse of FTX, which became a leading player in cryptocurrency after it was founded in 2019 in the Bahamas.
Doctors treating Brazilian football legend Pele for colon cancer say his condition has worsened. The 82-year-old's been in hospital for 3 weeks and is being treated for renal and cardiac dysfunctions. Pele is the country's all-time leading goal scorer, netting 77 goals in 92 games and helping his country win 3 World Cups in 1958, 1962 and 1970.